me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Welcome to Open Mic America. I am Daphne Ramil, your show MC today, and I am joined by Pete Summer, who is our interviewing host, and by Laura Bordowitz, formerly known as MC, but now she is our show engineer. Our mission is to support your local mics, and it's our pleasure to present the more accomplished singer-songwriters who play at those events. Without gimmicks and frills, this is the beating heart of American music, that tapestry of story and song that's been weaving us together for generations. Performing for us today is Becky Lloyd DeRoche from Lexington, Massachusetts. Becky, you can wave. Shaky Joe Kambic from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Stephanie Van Horn from Portland, Oregon. Give a wave, Stephanie. Pfeiffer from Forest Grove, Oregon. Bryan Russell-Lowe from Tucson, Arizona. We're going to miss Robert Owen today. He had to care for his mom and dad, and there is not good internet where he is, so he had to forego being on the show. We wish him well. We have J.D. Cotton from, and I forgot to ask him how to pronounce this, Issaquah, Washington. I think that's right. We have Cowboy Rex from Phoenix, Arizona. We have Jon Peiffer from College Park, Maryland, and Jon Garey from Stow, Ohio. And without further ado, we will welcome our first performer for the night. Returning to us to Open Mic America is Becky Lloyd DeRoche from Lexington, Massachusetts. And she says that so far, Songs in a Room is a very cool venue. So take it away, Becky.
All right, pleasure to be here as always. This first song is called Press On. Sometimes in winter, snow muffles sound. Time to go inward, be still as frozen ground. My thoughts won't settle, they trample round my head. Turn down the replay of all you said. Press on, we won't be stopping now. Press on, we'll make it through somehow, don't know how. When the spring comes, the thaw moves so fast, rips apart the structures, things we thought might last. Nothing is solid, not thought or sound, yet it's still the same river, frozen stiff or crashing down. Press on, we won't be stopping now. Press on, we'll make it through somehow, don't know how. Let's not stay where comfort lays, protected, warm, and safe. On we journey, grow internally, and home officially the world premiere of that song. I've never played it for anyone but my family and my beloved cousin who came to visit me today. So that
Oh,
was
now you
the world
truly,
premiere.
you played it to the whole world just now. That was truly beautiful.
Indeed. And the other one, so that's a relatively brand new song. And the one I'm going to dig out now is in honor of the fact that it was Valentine's Day this week. And this is a song I wrote a long, long time ago. And it's called Take My Hand.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. What a
Very well done.
fantastic way to open the show, Becky. Thank you so much. And I think Pete has a whole bunch of questions that he wants to ask you.
At least 30, Becky. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a
I'm
while.
good. It's nice to see you. I know I'm sorry I haven't made it to a West Coast works in progress in a while, but
That's okay. Anyway. So in the email notice that you sent out, you said there was going to be fewer pyrotechnics. I'm waiting for the pyrotechnics. Since fewer means there's going to be some, right?
that's true. It was as I realized that we were up against the closing ceremonies, I was trying to get people to to come to my email list. So you're right. I should have brought a sparkler.
A sparkler or something. Because I was looking for. I go, oh wow, there's going to be fewer. That means there's going to be some, right?
I like it, a wordsmith.
I was counting on you. Are you going to save it for the end, maybe?
the end of the
I'll
show?
save it. I will grab a sparkler.
Okay,
and do
grab
it
a sparkler.
during-
Yeah, good.
Right before the end credits.
Perfect. So I've asked this question before, and I usually save it for like later on in the program, but I'm going to ask you. So I was watching an old Dick Cavett show with Steve Allen on it, and Steve Allen made this statement: says people worship success, not talent. What do you think of that?
That's boy. There's a very, very long answer I have.
That's okay. We're here all night.
I think in the singer-songwriter world, it's talent over success. So, there's that person who maybe has 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify who just wrecks your heart when you listen to a song. And for me, that's success. I was actually talking to a friend because I took about a 20-year hiatus from singer-songwriter to be a parent and a psych professor, and I still am those things, luckily. And I realized success, it can be such a little small moment. I had a couple who said that they listened to my CD during labor and during birth. And I was like, okay, that's it. That's success. I don't necessarily need to reach a wider audience. So for me, there are some very successful and talented people, and that's fabulous. But there's a lot of talent out there in this world that won't necessarily reach the same kind of success. And I worship talent more than success.
Okay, so from your perspective, that's perfect. But from a universal acceptance of society, what do you think society worships? Talent or success?
I think I hope that it's kind of changing. So in my other world, I'm a psych professor, and one of my main new loves is positive psychology, thinking about well-being. And so for me, success, what does that look like? Is it that you're happy and you can take a deep enough breath that you can play an open mic without being too nervous about it? And so I do think that there's a shift into thinking about combining the idea of well-being in there. And to me, that has a nice little blend of success, talent, and
Perfect. Well, this could be a show in and of itself, but or a full 30 minutes. Anyway, thank you so much for being here again, Becky. It was great to see and hear you. And Daphne, who do we have next?
Well, Becky, by the way, I just loved your words. It would be a lot of fun to talk with you more about that. But that will be later. Right now, we are going to go to Lancaster, Pennsylvania to hear from Shaky Joe Kambic. Welcome to the show for the first time, Shaky Joe. Shaky Joe likes...
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for the introduction.
He likes to... Oh, go ahead.
First off, I want to apologize for the vocals. I've been having a cold now for 3 weeks, but that's not going to stop me. And the two songs I'm going to do are also for me, premieres. The first one is an original, and the second is a traditional American song entitled Under the Pines. So this is the first one entitled Kentucky Bourbon Sky. Hope you like it. Mama said, boy, don't you cry. Gonna see you on the by and by. Mama said, boy, don't you cry. Gonna see you on the by and by. Gonna find me some bluegrass near a cherry wine stream. When I get there, I'll be living the dream. Lord, I'll be living the dream. Oh, Kentucky, bourbon sky. Oh, Kentucky, bourbon sky. Becky said to me, brother, don't cry, I'll see you on the by and by. Becky said to me, don't you cry, I'll see you on the by and by. Gonna get me some bluegrass by a cherry wine stream. When I find it, I'll be living our daddy's dream. Gonna be living that dream. Oh, Kentucky, bourbon sky. Oh, Kentucky, bourbon sky. Hey there, mama, don't you cry, I'll be leaving you on the by and by. Hey there, mama, don't you cry, I'll be seeing you on the by and by. Gonna find me some bluegrass near a cherry wine stream. When I get there, I'll be living my daddy's dream. I'll be living the dream. Oh, Kentucky, bourbon sky. Oh, Kentucky, bourbon sky.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Bravo, Shaky Joe.
Thank you very much.
That was awesome.
All right, let me get my cheat sheet. The next one here is an old traditional, American traditional song dating back to at least 1870. The title of the song, as I'm playing it and as I know it, was done by Leadbelly, and it's entitled In the Pines. It had been done by Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys, Tennessee Ernie Ford, Dave Van Ronk, Joan Baez, and in 1994 on MTV Unplugged out of New York City, it was done by Nirvana, and they called it Where Did You Sleep Last Night? And for the baby boomers out there that are listening, I found this a bit exciting. And in 1966, it was done under the title Little Girl, performed by Tiny Tim. Trust me, I'm not going to do it falsetto. So, I hope you like it. I do. My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines where the sun never shines. And I should have the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the the pines where the sun will never shine, and I'll shiver the whole night Her husband was a railroad man, killed a mile and a half from here. His hair was found in a driving wheel, but his body was never found. My girl, what will you do? I'm gone where the cold wind blows. In the pines where the sun will never shine, and I shiver the whole night through. My girl, don't you lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines where the sun will never shine, and I shiver the whole night through. Thank you.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Awesome song.
Before I hand you over to Pete, Shaky Joe, I just wanted, because Shaky Joe told us where he likes to play music, and I just love the name of these places. It's Babe's Grill in Palmyra, Pennsylvania, and Hell in a Bucket Brewery in Wrightsville, Pennsylvania. So I just had to get that in, and you played so great. I'd love to go hear you in both those places, and take it away, Pete.
Thank you, Daphne.
Thank you, Daphne.
Shaky Joe. So tell us about those instruments. We've already. Tell us about those.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
They are cigar box guitars. The first one is custom made by Mudboy Guitar Works out of Chicoteague, Virginia. Stan Opiel is the luthier that made them. I first saw his display here at the Lancaster Roots and Blues Festival, which is an annual event. And I usually serve the main stage as a loader. And actually the guitar that you saw me play was the second custom made guitar that I received from him. The other guitar is what's called a canjo. It's probably a vegetable oil or a gasoline can. It was given to me by a dear friend, professional artist, bluesman by the name of Johnny Long. And Johnny received it as a gift for playing in a recording studio. And when he came last year to the Roots and Blues Festival, he gave it to me. And it took me a long time, because it's so rustic, so homemade. It took me a long time to find a song on which it would sound good. So thanks for asking.
No, absolutely. So you should get a third or a fourth one from the plug you just gave him, right?
Well,
Hopefully, right?
No. No, I'm very, very particular as to how they sound, how they're made.
Okay.
So I usually communicate with him beforehand. But if he can pick up some business doing this, that would be great, because he does a really fine job.
Yeah.
Hey, can I throw in a question quick?
Of course.
Sure.
How are you tuning it?
All right. The first one, which actually is the cigar box, traditionally, and most of them are tuned to an open G, like a G, D, G. What Stan did with this is that middle D, there's another string right next to it that's a D, that's an octave higher. So every once in a while, when you'll hear me play that, you'll hear me play that upper D and not see me move my hand on the fret, on the fretboard. And the other one is tuned to an open D, which is D, D-A-D. Yeah. Good question.
Good, excellent. God, we're getting an education here as well as some fine music. That's phenomenal. And the teacher in Daphne is saying yes, nice, good, good. So, what aside from you just said the instrument kind of inspires you. What other influences? What influences you to write a song?
Well, anymore. It's the blues. I perform a lot of the early Mississippi blues when I'm out and about. I haven't written since the 70s. I wrote a song entitled "Waiting for the Light to Change" on a piano. And that was my ultimate blues song. And then when I came home with my blonde piano and got married, the wife said the piano doesn't match the decor in the living room, so I gave it up. So because of this event here, this open mic, I see I'm going to need to start writing again.
Okay, find that blonde piano. Find that blonde again. Right. Okay, well, thank you so much, Shaky Joe. This is your first time here, so welcome.
Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure, a real joy.
Good. Pleasure's all ours. Daphne, who's next?
Hey, thank you. That's a funny story about that piano, Shaky Joe. Oh my gosh, the blonde has got to go. Oh my. Well, let's see who we have next. We have Stephanie Van Horn, who hails from Portland, Oregon. So, Stephanie, let's get you up on the stage and sing us your songs.
Thanks so much, Daphne. It is such a pleasure to be here. I think this is going to be my In Memory Of set. I want to do a song first about my dad and then about my two of my grandparents. And I grew up on a northern New Jersey farm not very far from Pennsylvania. Dave and I have talked about this, and Shaky Joe, I'm a little bit north of you. My dad loved country music. He loved country and he loved old time. And he played for square dances, and called for square dances. So he really inspired me, and he's the reason I'm here, sitting with a guitar. And the last night that I spent with him, which I didn't know was going to be the last night, we listened to the public radio station out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. And that inspired this song. The radio signal is strongest at evening. He tunes the Allentown station so I can hear. My mother's sick and sleeping, so we lean in close to hear Ralph Stanley, my father and me. My father taught me to square dance. Circle right, do-si-do, allemande. Honor your partner, swing your partner, promenade the hall. Today we drove to the doctor's in the city. Route 80, my parents and me. Tomorrow I'll go back to the West Coast. He plays his music and I need to sleep. From the stairs I look down at his white hair. He tilts the recliner and one light gleams. In an hour he'll do what he does every evening, put his glasses on the mantel by that photo of me. He taught me how to square dance. Circle right, do-si-do, allemande. Honor your partner, swing your partner, promenade the hall. So goodbye, old man, I'll see you next time. I'll put a letter in the mail, you'll see. Send that tape of Bill Monroe, I'll send the Carters. You're looking good for 85, it seems. You taught me how to square dance. Circle right, do-si-do, Allemande, and honor your partner and swing your partner. Promenade, promenade the hall. Promenade the hall.
Oh, Becky, that one gave me goosebumps. Stephanie. Goosebumps.
Thank you. And it's in 3/4 time, which is just, I know that's not square dance rhythm, but 3/4 time is always what I think of when I think of country songs. So that's how that one came out. That farm kid that I was lucky enough to have 2 of my grandparents alive when I was a child. And one of them, my father's father, lived on the farm where I grew up. And my mother's mother, my wonderful grandmother, Jessie, lived on the farm where my mother grew up. So they were both part of my life. And what I remember so much about both of them was this sense of the time I spent with them was never hurried. They were always there for me. That's one place where grandparents have that very, very special role in a child's life. So, for my grandparents. Today the brook falls over stones, the ice is gone. Grandfather holds my hand as we 2 walk along. 80 years of time between us, our steps are slow and small. He doesn't look at his silver watch, we're not counting time at all. I don't know how many times I saw my grandpa preach for 4-leaf clovers in the grass beneath his stumbling feet. Folded in his handkerchief, they looked bright and small. I don't know how many times we're not counting time at all. Sundays, I'm Grandma's girl. The handkerchief is hers. I fold it into baby dolls while we 2 sit in church. I know that we will leave when the preacher ends his talk. Time to go to Grandma's house. We're not counting time at all. Grandma has a button jar, needles and some string. She lets me comb her silver hair, then braid it back again. The string becomes Cat's cradle, she never lets it fall. We touch our hands so many times, We're not counting time at all. I'd never tell that little girl, count those lucky days, live her life as adults do, who measure grief and pain. She doesn't need to know tall trees will someday fall. She takes from their hands the gift of time, never counting time at all. They give to her hands the gift of time, they're not counting time at all.
Oh,
Done.
Beautiful, Stephanie. Beautiful.
so heartfelt.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you today?
I'm good. This is fun to do.
God, very, very poignant songs. It really, really takes me back to family and all that. That was fantastic. So, would you like to tell us about like your favorite performance of your musical career?
Oh my gosh, Emmylou Harris.
Yeah, no, yours.
Or mine.
Your performance. Emmylou, yeah, she's fantastic. But I
My
want to know about
favorite
you.
performance of my career. You know, I'm primarily an open mic person,
Mm-hmm.
so I played at Artichoke Music here in Portland a lot, and I've had fun doing the open mics there, but also doing some of the Friday night cafes. And I think probably the performance I liked most was doing a couple of these songs and kind of incorporating that sort of sense of my family and where I came from, my roots, as it were.
Mm-hmm. And the reaction of the crowd and that.
Yeah,
that
I
was
have a
excellent for
song about my very first horse that I owned, and I always have people who come up and talk to me about that. I sing the song about my grandparents. People always come up and talk to me about that and share, oh, my grandmother, my grandfather, and for me, that's what this opportunity to play the songs that we write is about.
So what hobbies and interests do you have outside of music? And I'm guessing that it kind of intertwines into the music that you write.
Yeah, I had a horse when I was a kid, and into my 30s. I came to songwriting from poetry, and had my own career as a poet and taught English, and and now I'm kind of exploring art. I'm trying to explore some visual arts as well, but always the word. I grew up in a house where everyone loved words, and so that brought me forward to this. So I'm very kind of focused in that world.
Why I can really hear that in the way you write your lyrics and such. It's very impressive. Very good. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for being here, and look forward to the next time you're on and bring us some new material.
Thank you, Pete, and thank you, Daphne and Dave. Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you, Stephanie, and makes me even want to meet your family. It sounds like one heck of a special family that you would sing about. And now from Forest Grove, Oregon, we have Kai Pfeiffer. Now it's kind of interesting that we have someone with the last name of Peiffer and Keifer and Pfeiffer. See, my tongue is already getting twisted in the same show. But this is Kai Pfeiffer from Forest Grove, and he likes to play with influence music in Hillsboro, Oregon, near Portland. Also locally with a few rock bands, so that's really cool. So you got the stage. Take it away, Kai.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Daphne.
Stephanie Daphne.
And Stephanie too.
But Stephanie, thanks for playing. I think I've heard you before at Influence. You sound familiar. I know you're just down the way from me. So being in Forest Grove, we're just 60 miles-ish away from each other. So I enjoyed your two songs. That was lovely. And thanks for the introduction, Daphne. So my name's Kai Pfeiffer. I'm a singer-songwriter from the Portland area. little town called Forest Grove. I play in a few bands locally. Big fan of Crosby, Stills, Nash, lots of harmony kind of stuff. I do some virtual bands and various recording projects. I'm on streaming platforms and various iterations. Always looking for other musicians anywhere in the world to collaborate with. If you're capable of capturing your voice and want to do that, I'm always looking for people to collaborate with. That's a lot of fun for me. This first song I'm going to play for you as I talk all my time away. It's called Maybe She Will. It's going to be on my forthcoming solo album. Can you feel this, or do I have to spell it out? Can you hear this? Do I need to be more forthright? Suddenly feel the need to try. Suddenly transparency's the only way to dive right in. Maybe she will find her way back home, but for now she's gone, and now I'm gone too. Always lying, it's like coming home for you. The doubt you planted, it started growing wild. Each tick of the clock is painful, can't unwind. The eyes become so useless when the mind is really blind. Maybe she will find her way back home, but for now she's gone, and now I'm gone too. The point of your peeling paint, of your tired memory, slowly falls away the person that you used to be. Past the point of your peeling paint, of your tired memory, slowly falls away the person that you used to be. Maybe she will find her way back home, but for now she's gone, and now I'm gone too. Maybe she will find her way back home, but for now she's gone, and now I'm gone too, and now I'm gone too.
Yay!
Cool.
Hi. Woohoo! Bravo.
Thank you, appreciate that. This is cool. Can't say I've ever done an online open mic night. It's pretty awesome. I dig this. Okay, so here's my second song. I call this song my sad cowboy song, so hope you dig it. We go ride found. You're hard to get to know, but you sure stand out in a crowd. Buried in the noise, no one sees how you become unwound. Ooh, so unwound. Ooh, so unwound. We go round, round and round, never gaining ground, just lost and found. It's the very fine line between Saturday night and Sunday morning, and a reputation fades, or it circles the drain without a warning. Ooh, without a warning. Ooh, without a warning. We go round, round and round, never gaining ground, just lost and found. You don't wanna let it go, but it's much too late, the secret's out. The one you locked inside and denied every word about. Buried deep below 1,000 layers of fear and doubt. Ooh. Round, round and round, never gaining ground, just lost and found. We go round, round and round, never gaining ground, just lost and found.
Ooh, I love your voice, Kai.
Nice choice. Yep.
Wonderful.
That was a sing-along. Daphne, I saw you singing along. Yeah.
Yeah, we were singing. You had a whole backup backup vocals there. You did.
Shoot, unmute your mics.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, Kai, good seeing you. Thanks for making it here. You mentioned Crosby, Stills and Nash and harmonies and such. Who else has influenced your style?
I know maybe I'm a little basic, but I love the Beatles. It's like my favorite band ever. So John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, their songwriting. So I'm a big fan of songwriting that is melodic, and maybe there's some pop elements, but with meaningful lyrics. Mm-hmm. So melodic pop melodies, meaningful lyrics, but not pop in the current sense as we think of it, which is great for what it is, but that's not really what I'm going for. But the Beatles are the first people that come to mind. I like Queen a lot. As far as influences, I like their arrangements. You can't tell from here, this is really fun, right? Because it's just me and my guitar. I can't, but I'm a big fan of big arrangements, horns, lots of harmonies and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, the reason I asked, because I listened to some of your songs on your website. Cool. And so what I heard is early British Beatles, of course. British, Beatles, Who, Kinks, just some really
Zombies.
I
love the Zombies.
It just brought me back, and I'm amazed, being the old codger that I am, in this arena. I'm going, it's amazing to me, not amazing, but it's really gratifying to me to know that the younger generation, which you are of that,
well, thanks.
I'll
take it.
Are still liking the I guess the premier musicians that set the foundation, and I'm looking to the future, saying, who is going to be the next Beatles? Who is that going to be?
Probably nobody, but
yeah,
it's worth a shot.
Right. I mean, who's the next Beethoven, right?
Right.
Beethoven is Beethoven. The Beatles are the Beatles, right?
Yeah. They're untouchable, really. But yeah, I've loved them since I was a little kid, so, and Pete, I mean, that's my favorite era, that kind of British invasion. I always say like kind of 1966 to like 77-ish is what I like.
I heard that in your recordings, and that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that's my side project, the Ineffectuals. And so that's available on streaming services like Spotify. So the Ineffectuals, lots of British invasion kind of influence there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad you noticed.
Hey, that's my job. Now it is anyway. So, what would you view as your single achievement in life that you're most proud of?
Musically.
Anyway.
Anything? Well,
anything.
I mean, I gotta say my children. I mean, not that that's I guess anybody can have kids, but it's just such an amazing, mind-blowing experience. Having these little humans that's the universe has entrusted you to bring up and raise, and I have them running around in my studio, banging on my drums, and there's something I think genetically just in my my history where you're just, that's music. I'm interested in that, and I see that in my children. It's just very gratifying, and it's kind of why I was a little late for this, and I was late because of them, because there's a little meltdown. But yeah, my kids, I have to say, yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, blame them. No, I'm kidding.
Until I can't anymore.
Yeah,
blame them
until they start. You have to go to them for your food and stuff, so you better.
Yeah, exactly. Or they can argue back. They're not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Kai, thank you so much for for getting here, even though you had your stumbling blocks getting in, but it's hey, kids are kids, and and we're glad that you made it, and we're glad that you were here. I look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Sure. Thank you, Pete. Appreciate it.
So
Thanks, Daphne.
Yes, I second that, Kai. I had a bunch of kids myself, well, 3, and I know how that can be. So you're guilty of being a musician with children, huh? Oh, well, let's see. Next, we have from Tucson, Arizona, Bryan Russell-Lowe, and he says that Monterey Court is great. He's been invited to play there, but hasn't yet. So I hope you get over there, Bryan. And it's an awesome acoustic singer-songwriter scene. And his favorite open mic was always the Frozen Cactus with Bryce J. Rogers, but not since COVID. So I hope you get back to it. But for now, you're on Open Mic America, so take the stage.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. There's 2 reasons, actually, I haven't done a lot of open mics recently. One is COVID, and then I also had a baby recently who is turning 10 months in a week or so. So that's been really, keeping me from doing a whole bunch of open mic stuff. But I am in a band called the Steel Swarrows. Also want to shout them out too. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a song. This is an original song. Southbound shotgun center lane, home's but a road to obey, till the scars over the city take shape. She said don't speak of the mountains that way, 'cause this sky's bluer than I'll ever be, though right now it's hard to see. But with you at the helm against the tides underneath, the morning light sets the scene. If you could take any of your faults and dash them into nothing at all, each soon not to be seen again, just autumn leaves cast into the wind, watch as a few of your hues start to fade, miss a little more each step of the way. You at the helm against the tides underneath, the morning light sets the scene. She said, tread lightly if at all. I said, hold on tightly. Right over the falls. Westbound, the sun speeds its pace just before it exits the frame, to show off how tall the mountains stand. But it's the shadows that make them all the more grand. And the sky reveals colors like I've only dreamed. The clouds vie to steal the scene. Someone far off spots the first morning beam as you turn your focus to me. I said, tread lightly if at all. You said, hold on tightly. I said, tread lightly if at all. You said, hold on tightly. Right over the falls.
Oh gosh, that sounded wonderful, Bryan.
Great picking on that, man. Great.
Nice. Way to go, Bryan.
Circle mishap there, but I got through most of it. As I mentioned before, I have a baby, and this next song is a song called "Breathe as One," and I have a new album out. I should also mention that and both of these songs are on that. But this song is about raising a child, and more so getting prepared to raise a child during the times of COVID, which was kind of crazy, with the wife being pregnant and bringing a child into a world of COVID. Just kind of thoughts about that. capo set up for this one. There. 1,002 outbound, we count Mississippi's. Let's try to slow this whole thing down. Ain't now the perfect time to slow it all down. Might be the last time we can slow this all down. The shops are boarded up and all is quiet in the city. Take another look around. Take it in and let it out. Just breathe in and breathe out. 'Cause way down in another world, with maybe the nose of their mother and eyes of their father, they lie in wait, breathing underwater for now. 1,000 lost a day, we're told that it's a pity. They're trying to slow this whole thing down. Trying just enough to slow it all down. But that's not for us to worry about now. 'Cause way out in another world, streets full of mothers and aisles full of fathers, no more empty chairs. We're breathing underwater. There's a new life waiting to get out, and all we can do right now is count and count and count. And when we get to 10, we'll start all over again. Tiny lungs will heave, and we'll all breathe. All breathe as one. All breathe as one.
Oh,
That'd be
you.
weird.
Nice.
Okay, no fair making the MC cry. Ma, I have a pregnant daughter-in-law.
Oh, congratulations.
That you hit home real hard.
Sure.
Hi, Bryan.
Hey.
Welcome. Gosh, that was just a beautiful blend of the music and the lyrics, and just the way it was resonated. It was great.
Nice.
How long you been in Arizona?
About 3 years now. I'm originally from Boston, and we moved here about three years ago. My wife is a minister, so she was looking for churches all around the country, and this turned out to be the place we ended up. So,
well, good. Well, enjoy Arizona. So,
Yeah.
what made you become a musician? What was that spark?
Honestly, this isn't like that cool of an answer. I don't think. When I was in middle school, I had a whole bunch of friends that played guitar, and so I picked it up, kind of just like, oh, I want to hang out with all these friends of mine and play guitar. And at that point, learning how to play guitar was just like, hey, here's this cool Blink-182 riff I learned, and then just play like 5 seconds of a riff, and everyone goes, wow, cool, I learned a riff here. And it was kind of just like a hanging out, showing off thing. But then I got really into it. The more I did it, the more I've always loved music, but I think it wasn't until I started taking lessons and started listening to kind of more music that brought me in that musical direction, I guess. It was around this, I got really serious into music around the time I started like discovering classic rock. So like I discovered Led Zeppelin, and then my guitar playing was just like, okay, I'm going to do this all the time now. And I think most of my influence is like, you know, those 70s hard rock bands, classic rock bands, and that kind of became like the real influence of like, oh, I actually want to take this seriously now. So.
Oh, good. Well, you've blended it well. When did you start writing?
Oh, man. So I've been writing music for as long as I can remember. My phone is full of just like musical ideas, just like 5 to 20 second long clips of musical ideas, just hundreds of them. Mm-hmm. And my biggest problem is I can never put lyrics to them, so they always just remain unfinished. But it wasn't until, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago that I started trying seriously to start putting lyrics to them. Recently, since moving to Arizona, I've started getting a lot more into like country music. Oh, huge Jason Isbell fan. Lots of like, I got really into like singer-songwriter, real storyteller type music. And in Arizona, I mean, around here, the music scene is like largely country. And I think that's, listening to that type of music has really kind of like opened up my lyric writing, I guess. So now I'm starting to try to like, you know, bridge the gap between my lyric writing and all of those little clips of music that I have to do something with. So hopefully it comes together more so, because there's still a whole bunch of unfinished projects that I have working on. But
well, keep going at it. In Arizona, last time I was in Arizona, I went to a Jon Stewart little festival there back in a while back. And if you looking for a singer-songwriter, he is the consummate Americana songwriter and lyricist, and amazing. Not that you need, I'm not saying, but it's just another resource for you to just kind of ping into.
No,
and,
I'd love to check that out, definitely.
Yeah, and Steve Gillette is another guy that I'd say, tune into that, and I mean they've been a wealth of information for me. But anyway,
Sure.
Bryan, thank you so much for being here, and look forward to hearing more from you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay.
Thank you, Bryan. That was so beautiful. Wow. Like I said, no fair what you did. Okay, and now we're going to go to the West Coast again, to Washington, Issaquah, Washington. That's J.D. Cotton. And J.D. usually plays in the Seattle area, in coffee shops, occasionally at Sigalo Cellars Winery. And there's a really very long name where that is, Snoqualmie, Washington.
Yeah.
I said it right. Okay, so,
Yeah.
but today he's on Open Mic America with us. So take it away, J.D. And welcome.
Thank you, Daphne. Yeah. Great being here. Bryan, I loved your songs and your delivery. Well done. So I'm going to do two songs, and I just want to say by way of introduction, I'm a member of a local songwriters group, songwriters in Seattle, and we encourage each other. We provide prompts and challenges, and this first song I'm going to play was the result of one of those songwriting challenges. And the prompt was book. And the first book I could lay my eyes on here was, this happened to be my old baby book my mom had put together, speaking of kids. And of course, I was lucky being the first one. I had a really good baby book, and like every kid after, like there's less and less in it because, the parents run short on time. Anyway, this is about flipping through that baby book. It's called The Faded Black and White. Can you hear me okay? Is everything good? Okay. The Faded Black and White. I've been flipping through the pages of a photo book. I found all the black and whites that my mother took. There's not a one I can remember, not my birthday in September. It's kinda like I was never there. There's just a couple taken before I was born, arms around each other in the trailer court. Young and thin and cavalier, and then his pictures disappear. It's kinda like he was never there. These images on paper don't mean much to anyone, much to anyone but me. They're only made of light and silver and faces so familiar. Think of all the stories still alive, living in the faded black and white. Christmases and Easters on a carousel, a dozen different houses, who can even tell what the state was we were in if it was time to move again. It's kinda like we were never there. These images on paper don't mean much to anyone, much to anyone but me. They're only made of light and silver and faces so familiar. Think of all the stories still alive, living in the faded black and white. The day will come when all of my possessions have been analyzed and scattered like confetti to the wind. Well, that don't mean they didn't count, even if they never count again. These images on paper don't mean much to anyone, much to anyone but me. They're only made of light and silver and faces so familiar. Think of all the stories still alive, living in the faded black and white. These images on paper, these images on paper, just images on paper. These images on paper, images on paper.
Wow, Judy. Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, so can't all be gloom and doom. So I got another one for you here that's just for fun. I live in the Pacific Northwest. I have for over 30 years, and like many regions around the world, there are some legends about a hairy primate that lives in the woods. Around here it's called Sasquatch, also called Bigfoot. And I thought I would try to gather some of the interesting points of these legends and write a fun little song. And it's called Bigfoot. I went out walking up in the Cascade Hills, looking for respite from all these urban hills. I thought I was alone, then I heard a snap, and a heavy breathing sent a chill right down my back. Is it Bigfoot? Well, you know what that means. Is it Bigfoot? Way up in the evergreens. Is it Bigfoot? Hairy and he's mean, and he's the one we all been looking for. Oh, that's Bigfoot. Heard he was a legend from the natives of this land. I heard they saw him walking with gigantic swinging hands. I heard they got some video, authenticated real, and a plaster cast size 38 and taken toward the hill. Is it Bigfoot? You know what that means. Is it Bigfoot? Way up in the evergreens. Is it Bigfoot? He's hairy and he's mean, and he's the one we all been looking for. Oh, that's Bigfoot. And our culture's in decline. He's the one who's living in the hills and doing fine. So let's call Bigfoot. Let's call Bigfoot. Yeah. Let's call Bigfoot. Well, you know what that means. Let's call Bigfoot. Way up in the ancient evergreens, calling Bigfoot. He's hairy and he's mean, but he's the one we all been looking for. He's a man with just a little more. Oh, that's Bigfoot. Oh, that's Bigfoot. Oh, that's Bigfoot.
That was our first Bigfoot song, I think, on Open Mic America.
Loved it. That was great, man.
Much. That's fun to play.
Yeah. Well, JD, I'm just totally impressed. I went to your website, listened to, I just picked songs throughout the 6 CDs you have posted there. Amazed. I'm gonna add you to my list of songwriters I want to aspire to.
Yeah.
You're just amazing. And
thank you.
I just the production on those CDs and the way you performed those 2 songs was just there was I didn't miss anything from the productions were fantastic, but what you did there was just phenomenal. How does that relate to a material scientist?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, I know the reason Pete's asking this is that in my other life, I am a material scientist and I worked as an engineer for decades. I'll say this, writing songs is a little bit of a systems engineering problem because you got to close on a message and a melody and a genre, and you want to try and write lyrics that are prosodic in nature, that complement the music, draw your attention. They have elements of metaphor and rhyme, and everything. There's so many things that have to close simultaneously for a great song. And then you still got to decide, is it going to move your heart, or is it going to be something that just makes you tap your foot? And I love the challenge, because it's like an engineering challenge with the same thing. If you're going to build a car, you know, it's got to be reliable, it's got to be safe, you know, it's got to be, you know, easy to drive, it's got to be comfortable. I mean, like all these things have to close simultaneously. So I see writing songs and engineering both as systems engineering problems. And I just like the idea of trying to solve all these things simultaneously.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you.
I tell you. So, do you do your own production, or are you working with a production?
No, I do
producer?
it right here, actually. Yeah.
I'm in awe. Going through those 6 CDs, and just like I say, I just picked different songs. I couldn't listen to all of them at the same, you know, all of them yet.
Just a sampling,
I'm saying that yet. I just took a sample of it, but it was I truly impressed, and I recommend everybody to take a listen.
Thanks,
with
Pete.
that being said, 6 CDs in a short period of time, or you've been writing for a long time? Because
I've been writing.
2018, I think, was the first CD.
Yeah, right? That's the first one. I mean, I've been writing. I had probably, you know, I've written a lot of songs prior to that, but I didn't really get, I would say, serious. I mean, in a way, songwriting was always therapy, you know, ever since I was 15 years old. And I started, you know, writing songs because some girl broke my heart. But, you know, I think, you know, once you become of a certain age, you start to expand your topics, you know, beyond love and relationships. And I think there's a power in that. And I think that's the point I hit. And then again, hooking up with songwriters in Seattle and receiving guidance and encouragement, and getting, you know, like having a deadline, you know, to get a song done at a, you know, by a certain day. And I read some books on the topic. You know, Pat Pattison from down in Berkeley, Berkeley School of Music, is a songwriter. He's got some books, Writing Better Lyrics, for example. You know, there's all kinds of stuff out there on YouTube, and I'm just taking it seriously, trying to write very well. And it, you know, it's not very profitable, but it is very rewarding. And
is music still your main focus, or are you still a material engineer?
Well, I was laid off year before last as a result of some business things happening with my employer, and COVID and things like that. So I effectively took an early retirement, and I've been still engineering part-time, and then music part-time. So
good to keep life balance. What can you say?
Thanks, Pete.
So out of those, what's your favorite song to perform? Do you have one favorite?
I don't. I mean, I got to say, I do enjoy the one I just played, Bigfoot. I don't play it that often, and it's kind of off topic for me. So I enjoy that, and plus, you know, it's in open G for, you know, for the guitarists out there. And you know, just I've got a lot of, there's actually a lot going on there, even though there's kind of a droning G throughout most of the song. And I don't know, I just like the complexity of it and the way of working in, you know, the different chords. So
that's great. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing your talents and your wisdom.
Thank you.
And look forward to hearing more of your 6 CDs and more in the future from you.
More coming out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, JD.
Yeah, thank you.
Daphne, who do we have next?
Thank you, JD and Pete. Well, we have returning to us Cowboy Rex from Phoenix, Arizona. And he told us last time about hosting an in-person open mic in Phoenix, Arizona on Mondays. It's called the Arizona Live Music Cooperative, and he's still at it. Take it away, Cowboy Rex.
Take it. Where should I take it? Okay.
Take it to us.
Okay.
We are waiting.
Thanks. It's nice to be back. Thanks, you guys, Dave and Daphne, for doing this, and Pete. It's really a treat to be able to hear all you guys and be part of this kind of way that we've learned how to get out there, even though we're not out there. So it's really been very beneficial. I hate the whole COVID thing, but it has created all these wonderful opportunities that and I have friends all over the world now that I wouldn't even know if it weren't for this. So there. Okay, so this song, I don't really do a lot of introducing of my songs, because I just rather let people kind of figure out what they mean on their own and have it affect them the way it affects them. But this one has a couple of images in the first verse that you probably would have to hear it 4 or 5 times to go, oh, that's the Statue of Liberty, and oh, that's Eugene Delacroix's painting of liberty guiding her people. So those are the 2 images in the beginning of this song. She wears a battered crown, weathered copper is her gown. She drives the darkness down with a lamp she's holding high. Sometimes you'll see her in a gown of white, holding her standard high, guiding her children to the light, raising the cry, freedom, loud and clear, cry freedom so they'll hear. Cry freedom everywhere. Cry freedom, cry. In every age, in every land, she lives in the heart of man. Even a little child can understand when they hear the cry. Those who have known her well have a powerful tale to tell, who have fought to heaven and through hell, heeding the cry, freedom, loud and clear. Cry freedom so they'll hear. Cry freedom everywhere. Cry freedom, cry. She's holding out her hand on the battlefield of man, hoping we'll come to understand we are worth the fight. We are worth the fight. He came to set the captives free through the shed blood of his victory. Those whom the sun sets free, why they're free indeed. So they cry freedom loud and clear. Cry freedom so they'll hear. Cry freedom everywhere. Cry freedom, cry. cry, freedom cry.
Oh yeah, that's nice, Cowboy Rex.
What a
Boy,
powerful song, Cowboy Rex.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ah.
In Ottawa, and the people of Afghanistan and the people of Hungary, of Ukraine, you know, there's a lot of not freedom going on, and I think it's important. In my perfect world, the Father always makes it home. In my perfect world, the mother is never left alone. And in my perfect world, a cry for help is always heard. In my perfect world, the truth is found in every word. Everyone there has a home. No one there is left alone. People there are wise and kind. No one there is left behind. In my perfect world, everyone knows they are loved. In my perfect world, blessings rain down from above. And in my perfect world, every soul soars high and free. And in my perfect world, war is a distant memory. Everyone there lends a hand. Everyone does all they can. And true love there never dies. Children there will never cry. In my perfect world, a brother always makes it home. In my perfect world, a sister is never left alone, and true love there never dies. Loved ones there will only cry tears of joy. Thanks, guys.
Oh gosh.
Ah, beautiful song.
Yeah.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I could hear in my head an entire choir and an orchestra singing with that song. Oh, we got some interference here, but we're taking care of it. There we go.
Cowboy Rex, it is always a pleasure to hear you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to play here.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing your incredible talents with us. So what would you tell your 20-year-old self if you could go back in time and meet that person?
That's a really good question.
I know it's only a couple of years back, but just
Yeah, it's only a couple of years. Yeah. Don't do anything different. That's what I'd say. Just continue on, moving forward. Don't try to change anything. I'm so blessed. My life is so, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but I'm really very, very, very grateful and thankful for my life, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Well, that's great to hear. It's
Except
not
I'd like to have
not
my
a lot of
horses
people are
back.
saying that.
What's that?
Not a lot of people, consider that.
Well,
but,
I kind of avoid trying to have regrets. I do everything I can do to keep from doing anything that creates a regret. So I have a few, but I've dealt with them. So I'm really blessed and thankful.
Well, that's great to hear, and your songs are wonderful. And do you have what do you have coming up next?
Oh gosh, well, tomorrow night we have our open mic. We have we have been in 4 different places in the same strip mall, and there's a church called Genesis Church that owns the whole strip mall, and Alice Cooper, if you're familiar with Alice Cooper, he has teen centers, and one of his teen centers is in this strip mall. And we started out in one room, and then we moved into another space, and then another space, and then another space, and now we're in the church auditorium, and it seats hundreds of people. So it's really been a wonderful, fun thing, and we're hoping to really grow it. So we have the first and third Mondays of the week of the month, we have special guests, local people and not local people. I'm hoping that people from Massachusetts that are listening right now will come and play. So, yeah, we have a special guest on two nights of the month, and it's really been so great to be able to provide a place for people. We've gone crazy because there's no place to play. There's nobody to hear us. So actually being able to get together in the same room and clap each other on the back and just have camaraderie and fun and listen to great music has really been a wonderful blessing.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. So you don't stream it live.
Yes,
you just
it's streamed.
It's streamed live too. Also,
streamed
okay.
On our Facebook page, which is called Arizona Live Music Cooperative.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah,
well,
we
I'll check.
stream it, and I video, but the streaming is different cameras. My cohort, Glenn Gardner, who I do this with, he streams it from where he is, and then I have 3 cameras that I video, and then I actually do a video of the show, so it's a lot different than the live stream. The
Okay.
audio is exactly the same. We take it from the board, so it's really pristine. The audio is really, really nice. So
Oh, great. So, but the performers are all live. There's no no streaming performers.
no,
No, it's just you're viewing. The stream is
it's a live venue that we live stream
Okay.
on Facebook,
Yep.
and then I do a video and put it up on YouTube
Right.
and Facebook.
Got it. Okay, we'll have to all check that out, right?
Yeah,
Right, gang?
please do.
We're
there's
gonna all
some
look at that.
great performances, and there's that. Except for that, don't watch that one cowboy guy. He's just kind of.
Well, I guess that's the only one I'm going to focus in on. Well, thank you so much, Cowboy Rex.
thank
It's
you guys.
great hearing you again, and look forward to next time.
All right.
Daphne, the mic is
Cow-
yours.
Cowboy Rex, we are so lucky that you came back to us. Thank you
you're
for
nice.
those moving songs. Wow.
My-
And someone else coming back to us is Jon Peiffer from College Park, Maryland. And he's not playing anywhere live now, but he does Rob's virtual open mic on Monday nights and Hambone's virtual open mic on Tuesdays and Dave Sherman's Blue Zoom Bombers, I love that name, on Thursdays. So he's pretty busy 3 times a week. And they all have Zoom and Facebook and YouTube. So I don't know, maybe you could go check them out and find them. But now, the one and only Jon Peiffer is on Open Mic America.
Thank you, Daphne. You always give such a delightful introduction to all people, and I'm thankful. Well, this, I don't know if this is quite a Valentine's song or not, but it is definitely an encouragement to stick with it when you find it, even when it starts to become a little bit of work. I wrote this one about a year and a half ago. You're so infatuated, she's all for which you waited. Man, you're marrying the love of your life. Too soon the dream has faded, that bubble's been deflated, and you're looking round at ditching your wife. Buddy, nothing lasts forever. I'm never saying never. It's never gonna last like it should unless you make it feel good. You got to make it feel good. Well, now, that was for the guys. Now, got one for the ladies. Ain't no sugar daddy going crazy for you if you're mad and always wearing a frown. Ain't no love alive will keep on lifting you up if your jive is set on dragging him down. Baby, nothing lasts forever. I'm never saying never. It's never gonna feel like it should unless you make it feel good. You got to make it feel good. Praying for a miracle, wondering why you're miserable, hoping that some happiness somehow happens to us. Ain't no way to do it, you gotta get into it. Won't get it till you give it, won't love it till you live it. No, you got to make it feel good. Oh yeah, I'm feeling good now. Here's where you need a band. Praying for a miracle, while you're miserable, hoping that some happiness somehow happens to us. Ain't no way to do it, you gotta get into it. Won't get it till you give it, won't love it till you live it. No, you got to make it feel good. Just listen to the folks who've been at it a while. You know, ones with, you know, some of us have been around the block a few times, maybe a few too many times. Puzzle all but finished, he's looking at the missus, her nose already out of her book. 50 years of fixes, he still is blowing kisses, and she still knows how to give him that look. They know nothing lasts forever, they're never saying never, forever giving all that they should, working to make it feel good. They know how to make it feel good. You've got to make it feel good. You've got to make it good.
Woo-hoo-hoo! That felt real good.
Holy smokes!
Awesome.
Thank you so much. This is I'd like to follow. I'm gonna stick with keeping a slide on my finger here, and do one that I wrote in September of 2020. So a little over a year and a half ago, almost, I guess. Anyway, and this was written on a prompt that from in Rob's virtual open mic. We choose a new prompt. They roll a dice, and they give us 3 choices, and then we vote on which prompt we want to use for that particular month to do on the first Monday of the next month. And I happened to get in at the very tail end of this prompt, right before it was due. I had I guess a week or so to write the song, and I wrote this song. The prompt was, "It's time to go home." So I wrote, "It's time to go home." The only thing I'll say about this song is it mentions my mom in it, and my mom was kind of a closed book of a person, although she was very well loved by everybody. She was a great listener, but as far as her own personal feelings, she kind of kept that quiet. So that's all you need to know. It's time to go home. Mama's last words I heard spoken. She closed her eyes and drifted off. The cancer's gun still smoking. That scene still reeling through my mind now. 30 years in line. Countless riddles left unsolved to replay one more time. They dog my days and haunt my nights. I hear that tumor moan. I drown it out with blues and booze till it's time to go home. I watch those credits rolling, overnight life steady drone. Try not so hard to wonder why. Fly high till it's time to go home. It's time to go home. Last call. The bar is closing. For some, the night's still buzzing. They're still flirting, they're still posing. Just what they're really looking for, I wonder, do they know how precious, fragile, fleeting is their role? in this old show. Hubcaps gleaming, tires squealing, hormones overblown. A stark reminder of where I've been. Well, so long, child, it's time to go home. Just leave those credits rolling, leave the glitter, leave the chrome. This hot rod's old and full of rust, so trust me, it's time to go home. Hey bartender, hit me one more time, won't you? No? All right, I guess you're right. I probably had enough. No, I'm not driving. No, don't call a cab. Walk will do me good. It's time to go home. Leave my shoes to do the homing. Leave the mind to wander. Shores of heaven he'll be combing. For moons and stars in empty shells, the waves I hear them roll. Chase the sirens at your peril, heed the storm bells toll. Or is that bell the corner church commanding for St. Joan? Awake to arms all sinners, I believe I'll just go home. All those credits keep on rolling, all the stars have up and flown. Now I've been roaming all night long, but maybe I'm already home. I'm already home.
Amazing.
Sweet, sweet, woo!
What a scene. You have a whole scene in that song. My gosh.
Thank you. Thank you
It's
so
a novel.
much.
It's a novel.
Well, John, welcome back. Good to hear you again.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be back and great to hear all the great folks tonight.
Yeah, we just transcend geography. The magic of television.
Oh God, am I ever thankful for it too. Boy, it's a
I used to ask,
lifesaver.
how has the internet changed the music business? But how has the internet changed the social aspects of our lives? I mean, and musical lives. This is great.
Oh yeah, I don't go out, and this is basically, aside from my sweetheart, this is my social life. So, and it's been a real blessing to have it. So
Absolutely. So what other instruments do you play?
French horn, natural horns, which is the same thing as a French horn but without any valves. It's basically a hunting horn.
Mm-hmm.
Recorders, and I play a mean blues harmonicas.
Okay.
And ukuleles and guitar and a little bit of piano.
What's your favorite?
Whichever one I'm playing at the moment, really.
Okay.
I don't have a favorite, because if back in the days when we could play together, I just pick up whatever seemed right for the moment, and at that moment I'm just so into whoever else is playing with me that I forget what instrument I'm playing. You don't think about that. You just go with whatever the groove is and whatever kind of vibes you're getting from the other players. And I've always been, I had a great lesson from somebody a long time ago that somebody said, a teacher said, Jon, you should always listen more than you play. And I have taken that to heart, and it's helped me in a lot of situations where I've just, dragged my harmonicas into a club and sat in with somebody who I'd never played with before, and it grooved. We rocked the place, It was great. But it's because I credit it with, number one, playing with great people, but also, being able to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who are young players out there, that's the lesson that I would offer up.
Yeah, how can you blend in if you're not listening?
And as a young player, you want to play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was something I had to get over when I was young.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get over that, but and they say the silence is the most important aspects of music, right?
Incorporating the silences,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Those things that take your breath away. Those
Right.
moments where, wow.
the transitions, yeah.
Yeah.
That. So, okay, now behind you are those records?
Those are all. Those are CDs.
Or to your left.
There.
Yes, there are those.
Oh, that's a shelf full of my French horn music and my band books, my charts for if I play as Pfeiffer's Corner, which is the name of when I was playing out, I would call the band Pfeiffer's Corner.
Oh.
And it could be me as a solo, and it could be me as a quintet, with piano, bass, drums, guitar, and maybe even a saxophone, So,
Great.
but that's my stack of music, and there's
And then
more over
CDs.
here.
Yeah. Wow. All right, you're surrounded. They're coming after you. All right, Jon. Well, thank you so much for being here again, and look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you so much. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Daphne.
Oh,
who do we
Jon, it
have
was
next?
it was a pleasure to have you back, Jon. That was some painting that you did in that last song. Wow. So, we're going to go home actually, in this show, take it home with Jon Garey from Stow, Ohio. He's very involved in the Dragonfly Winery in Canal, Fulton, Ohio. So, Jon Garey, take us home tonight.
And we'll do that. Thank you very much. It's been very, very enjoyable tonight to listen and to participate. So thank you. I'm going to do a PSA tonight, talk a little bit about depression. So the two songs that I am doing tonight have depression as part of the background. So I'm going to kind of go in reverse order here. So I'm going to do a song first, but I'm going to end with an instrumental. So the instrumental I wrote is something I wrote for a brother and a sister of mine who suffer from depression and unfortunately did not survive that deadly disease. So in thinking about the tumultuousness of their lives, I wanted to write something that was calming and centered and gentle. And it is my hope that whenever I play it, it's the background music for wherever they are right now. And it most likely pisses my brother off whenever I play it, but that's okay. The song that I'm going to start with is a song called Sailing, which is really about my own experiences with depression and some of that hopelessness and despair that can come with that, and the coloring of thought, and that. And there's a line in this that I talk about in the chorus part of it, all by myself but not alone. And what that refers to is music for me. So that music has been one of those things that has helped me get through some of those hard times. And it's, I think, why we all write music and why we share our music is if we can reach out to someone and someone else is touched by what we do. So again, start with the song called Sailing and ending with a instrumental called Lullaby.
Sailing on a stormy sea, my life passes before me. Terror strikes down to my soul as the waves wash over the bow. Wind and rain whip through my coat, and I'm crying, can you save me now? For I am lost, not to be found, and I don't know which way I can turn. So many times I felt afraid, so many times in my life, and so many times I've cried at night all alone, but not by myself. So down onto my knees I fall, praying to one I don't believe. How can I believe in you when I see what you have done to me? Have you got no mercy, God? Can't you see I need some comfort now? Will I resign myself to fate? The time is late and I shall not survive. So many times I felt not by myself.
Oh, that was nice. Oh, it's not over.
That was epic.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Nice.
We appreciate it so much we started clapping right in the middle of it. But then we stopped and listened some more, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Ah. So,
Hi, John. I think that was your set.
That was my set, yes.
Okay, correct. Okay, good.
Two songs, 10 minutes, yes.
What? No break? Come on, union rules. You got to take a break. So great! It's great to have you here. That was great. It was a great set. So what advice? What's the best advice you've received that really resonated you from a music standpoint?
Practice.
Practice.
I mean, practice is part of it. The other piece of it is, like a lot of folks here, I played in high school and in college, and then had a family, and didn't get back out to performing until about 3 years ago. have written and continued playing in the basement, things not heard outside the basement. But it was, about getting back out and getting over the nervousness. And a lot of that was about practice. And so I got to the point that I would record all of my practices. And then spend when I drive to work and back and forth every day, just listening to those practices and say, oh, I can do that better, I can hit that note better, and do those things. So it was really about practice.
Yeah, good. And so what is it about music that makes you most passionate?
I think for me, it's the thing about being able to reach out to other people through just the feeling that's evoked by what you're listening to or what you're writing or what you're hearing. And just as an example of this, I did a collaboration earlier this summer with a friend of mine who doesn't play an instrument but writes poetry. And she had written a poem about her mother who had passed away the year before. And so I sat down and wrote music to this and performed it at a venue where she happened to be at. And it's fascinating to be able to do that. You reach people when you're in this really noisy venue and then everybody gets suddenly very, very quiet. And you hit something. So it's always, I love having that kind of feeling where people got quiet. They were really listening.
Yeah, that's always a welcome response to a performer. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your music, and especially being out in the extreme cold that it looks like you're in right at the moment, which you don't look cold at all, but the person behind you on the bench looks frozen.
Yes, it's our weather here in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks so much, Jon. It's been a pleasure to listen to you. It's been a pleasure to listen to all of you. I mean, again, this is the gift that keeps on giving, music, all of you performing and sharing your talents. And I'm the blessed recipient of all that. So thank you so much for being here. And Daphne. George.
Well, what a lovely way to close our beautiful evening. Thank you so much, Jon. And now we'd like to say a quick goodbye to all our performers. So we're going to have everybody mute themselves and I'll introduce them. I'll say goodbye one at a time, and then we have some things to say to our audience. So Becky, Lloyd, DesRoches, Shaky Joe Kambic, Stephanie Van Horn, Pfeiffer, Bryan, Russell-Lowe, J.D. Cotton, Cowboy Rex, John Peiffer, and Jon Garey. Thank you for being here with us tonight. It was wonderful. Thank you to everybody who is out there listening to us. Remember to check our website, openmicamerica.com, for links to everyone's work. You can hear more of these wonderful writers and performers by listening to them online, on their websites, YouTube, etc. And we have links on our website. If you like the show, spread the word. Don't keep it a secret. You can even download and print your own posters and hang them somewhere where folks can see them. Or you could have your own Open Mic America t-shirt made with our terrific logo. We'll be here the first 3 weeks of each month with our wonderful hosting team, which tonight was Pete Summer, our interviewer, and Laura Bordowitz, who often is our MC, but today she was the show engineer and did a wonderful job. So thank you, both of you. Please check out your local open mics. We have more listed under the local open mics tab on the website. And the next show will be March 6th with Alice Osborne and Kim Alexander as your show hosts, and Laura Bordowitz, show engineer again. So stay tuned for the next full lineup. So now we're going to all just silence ourselves, but wave a happy wave to all the people out there. Come back and see us, and good night, America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.